and welcome back to the ministry. And today we are talking about pushing past your comfort zone. There's a level that we operate in that seemingly is a comfort zone for us. It feels good to sit in that space because it's where we're used to being. And I'm going to tell you this now, and I'm going to add this as a caveat. You have to understand where your comfort zone is, and you also have to understand the fact that the enemy recognizes your comfort zone and will send you people, places, opportunities, and situations that will want to keep you within your comfort zone. Because if he can keep you in your comfort zone, you will not grow to where God needs for you to be and be able to hinder the plans of the devil. The way one of the ministers I listened to puts it is, God has angelic helpers for you, but Satan has satanic assignments and hinderers that will be sent to you as well to hinder your progress and delay your ability to move forward by sitting amongst you, by fishing for information, by monitoring what it is that you're doing in order to keep you in a comfort zone. That's usually when you will notice the Jezebelic spirit come out in prevalence, because that Jezebelic spirit comes out to bring about a level of intimidation to keep you in your comfort zone, because that spirit comes like a python to constrict you. This is when you start to notice you're tired. This is also when you start to notice that people will come at you to start pushing your buttons to push you to stay in the place that you are and not move forward. I was listening to a young woman's video this morning, and she was talking about when she was supposed to move for 3 nights prior to her leaving, she had nightmares that that family members were going to get hurt, certain types of things were going to happen if she remained, or if she decided to leave. And that alarm is pretty much a siren of confirmation, because sirens sometimes will mean confirmation and or warning that these are the types of things that will happen in order to keep you within your comfort zone. When I was first starting this journey with God, I used to walk constantly. I was living in a place that I did not feel comfortable with. And what I started doing is, there was right up the street a reservoir that you could walk around the bankment. And to start walking. I would walk around there. Started off, I just walked. Then I wanted to do some running. I first started running, but I still have a old injury, so I could not run from the old break in my leg, from the old fracture that popped the bone all the way up to my kneecap. So I couldn't run. I tried to, but that's the way we do. It's interesting. Somebody released a word recently that, I think it was Megan Michelle, talks about how we be trying to skip the process. Oh, she did a live yesterday. See, all things align for the good of those that love the Lord, because I hadn't even planned to mention that. But she released in a live that sometimes we be trying to circumvent the process. She was talking about something that she had to do, and they tried to shortcut it and it didn't work. Sometimes we be trying, well, Lord, you showed me that I'm supposed to be able to do this, and I'm supposed to be able to run, but first you gotta walk. Babies aren't born walking. What do babies do first? Babies lay on their belly. They learn to roll over. They then learn how to use their bones and their muscles in their body to sit up, use their upper arms, gain strength of their upper arms, so on and so forth. Then they start crawling with their legs, and you see them starting to move around. Then what do? Their parents help them stand on their feet. I'm teaching them how to stand on their feet. And once they learn how to stand on their feet, after a few drops and falls, they start to walk. Then they start to what? Run around the house. And once they learn how to run around the house, oh Lord Jesus help you, because then you trying to run and catch them all the time. Because as soon as they think that they can get away from you, they gonna take off running. And as an adult, you figure, I'm an adult, I can skip that step. It's like, I've run before, but you ain't run recently. I'm gonna go start jogging. I'm gonna go start running. And you went from walking over there to say, I'm gonna start running. And what happened? All your joints locked up on you as soon as you ran about 3 yards. And you're like, what just happened? I can't run. Because you tried to circumvent the process of, you just walked out here. You cannot run right now. So what did I do? I made the decision, okay, I can't run right now. Then what am I going to do? I'm going to walk. Then once I began to walk, I started power walking. I did it like I did it in high school. When I used to have to go to the gym, they would have us, we'd have to go around a mile. And the way that reservoir was set up, we had to go, it was about a mile, a little bit over a mile. Okay? So I started out just walking around it for that mile length. Till I reached that mile 20, 25, whatever. And then I started, okay, let me start running. I'm going to run around. I'm going to do a jog. Jog, walk. Jog, walk. Jog, walk. Power walk. Some days I didn't feel like running, so I power walked. What used to take me an hour 15 minutes, the more I did it, the less time it took. That at one point I was getting around that area in 25 minutes because I was power walking and my legs got used to the pressure. I was doing 4.5 miles a day, and it was easy for me. But you have to grow into it. You have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. And then before you recognize it, you'll be moving at a pace that you didn't see yourself. I learned to move at the pacing by pushing myself to pursue and come out of my comfort zone. And before you realize it, look at all that you've done. God put me in a season of refinement and had me working on projects and preparing certain things that I didn't understand. And in the past 4 to 6 months, He's shown me this is what I was preparing you for. You're not quite there yet, but now I can show you this was what it was supposed to look like. This was what, just put those pieces together. Take that piece and put that piece next to that piece. Take that piece and put that piece next to that piece. Take that piece. See, it's snapping together the way it was supposed to. Oh my God, this was what you're giving me all along? But He had to refine me and prepare me for it over that time frame in order for me to be able to walk into it the way in which He desired for me to walk into it. And then He would start to add more weight. Once you get adjusted to that, He shifts you again. It's like, you've already become accustomed to this season. I need you to move to this next location. And in it, it's the trial starts again. But what you learned in the last season prepared you for your next. So you were able to move from that place and able to walk into the thing that the Lord was showing you that he wanted you to walk into from there. He starts to grow you, shape you, give you what's necessary in order for you to be able to carry the weight in which he's giving you. And in that season of preparation, I didn't get why I learned to walk that much. The next season, he moved me to my father's house, and I was 37 minutes away from my church and didn't have the money to take public transportation. So you know what I did? Because I knew how to walk long distances, I walked it. I figured out how much time I needed to walk that distance, and I walked. And because I spent that entire season getting my legs ready to walk it, it was nothing when I had to walk 37 minutes a day or 37 minutes every couple of days to go to church. It was nothing. Whether I had to walk there or walk back. And then people started to say, hey, you live over there, let me just drive you. God will send people to come alongside you at a certain point when he feels like he wants to make it easier for you. When I was in New York, I walked everywhere. I went through a season where I was walking. I went through a season of resting. I went through a season where I learned tenacity to be able to maintain a walking pace. I was walking. When the Lord led me through different things, I was thinking, oh, in order for me to get to this place, I gotta go. I just had to walk over the bridge. And he led me after almost a year. I'd been there about 9 months. He's like, okay, now you can walk across the bridge from where you are to where you've been taking public transportation, thinking that you needed to take it. Just walk. And because I spent that season walking 4 miles, that walk wasn't nothing. And then I was power walking. I was spending an hour and a half walking from the library all the way back to where I lived at night. Because he prepared me. And then when that season became too tiring because God was trying to shift me, he put me on the subway on a nightly basis. And people would give me Metro cards. During certain seasons, he will make things easier for you. He will clear things up for you because he's preparing you for something better. He's growing you. Let's see. Numbers 11 and 17. It's a parallel verse. New International Version. I will come down and speak with you here, and I will take some of the power of the Spirit that is on you and put it on them. They will share the burden of the people with you so that you will not have to carry it alone. People will come alongside. As needed, people came alongside me while I was in New York to help me during certain seasons. If it was a night that I was more tired, I remember one night I was tired, I was getting off a phone call, a coaching call with my coach. And I said, yeah, we're about to close up here at the library, so I got to be back by 10 o'clock. And a woman heard me saying that to my coach, and she ended up sending me to my PayPal $100 so I wouldn't have to travel like that every night. I mean, I enjoyed it because it gave me more time to walk back and forth, or shall I say walk and speak to the Lord and pray upon my entry into the place that I was staying, because ooh, the warfare, yeah. But that's where the Lord designated me. Sometimes the Lord will drop. Sometimes we be sitting up there like, oh, Jesus, bless my life. Put me in this career. You Lord, you saying that that's where I'm going to be. Okay, well, you wait till you see the refiner's place. I'm going to send you in order to refine you. Jesus was born in a manger in the midst of dirt in a barn because all the inns were closed. They did not put Jesus' mother was not put in the inn. No, she was put in the barn. She had to give birth with the blood, with the placenta, all of that in a dirty barn. God births the things that He wants you to do in some dirty places. God doesn't give us something we don't ask for. Now, pause. I said that in this article, but in all actuality, yes, He will give you something that you did not ask for. When He desires for you to do, complete, what have you, something in His desire and His will, yeah, He'll give you something that you did not ask for. Because let me tell you, I'm going to say it again. Ministry was not something. There was a man that I used to know many years ago, and he used to, when I would come speak the word around him, because we would go and sit and talk about the word all day, because he met me when I was walking around that reservoir, and we would speak the word all day, and we would talk about the word all day. So he became accustomed to start calling me, oh, hey, pastor, and I was like, don't do that. And then me, Pastor Kala, no. How you doing? Here we are we not? Oh, really? I guess so then, didn't ask for it. God's using it. But that doesn't mean that He's not going to give you what you desire. Because sometimes He leads you into something you don't desire because He wants to use you in that area, so that when He sends you into what you do desire, you're like, oh, don't forget me. Jesus is like, don't forget me. I'm using you in this. Don't forget me when you get over there. I need to ground you in this before I send you into that. Okay? Because I know you asked for that. But I'm grounding you in this so that you're better able and equipped to handle being over there and that. You have to pray, work, sacrifice the desires, all of the things that drive you, carry the mantle. God will put you into institutions, scenarios that will bring about and designate you out into the desired life in which you will then it will cause you to ask for the very thing that He desires of you. God will sometimes sit you in those scenarios in order to lead you into asking for the very thing that He was planning to give you in the first place. You thought that you were asking for your desire, and it is actually His desire for you all along. But the refiner fire in which He takes you through in order for you to get it, that's a different beast. For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to give you a hope and a better future. Jeremiah 29:11. Most people are afraid to ask because they're afraid of the answer. For my ladies that out here waiting for a husband. Some of y'all waiting for a husband. Some of y'all got a dude and he ain't supposed to be the one that you're supposed to be with, but y'all afraid. It's like, Jesus, I give my relationship to you, and then all of a sudden the relationship you in start acting haywire. Jesus, I thought this was my husband. It's like, did you ask me if that was your husband? Because I didn't say it was. I didn't. Did I? Did you ask me? Did you consult me on this decision to be with this particular person? Because I'm going to show you. If you let me show you, I'm going to show you that if you keep sticking around this person, they ain't the one for you. That ain't for you. That's what some people are afraid to ask. Oh, God, this job is perfect for me. I want you to quit that job. What? What you mean this job makes me money? I want you to quit that job and start ministry. But if I start ministry and I don't have this job, how am I going to pay my bills? You going to trust me or you going to not trust me? What you going to do? Years ago, I thought that I was going to be doing a specific life, specific career, and a relationship with a specific person. I gave it to God. He broke all that mess up. He broke up the fashion thing. He broke up the relationship with the person. He broke it all up. And I knew that relationship wasn't of God, because if I talked to that gentleman about Jesus Christ, you know what he did? He started to manifest something crazy. We didn't never argue as long as I wasn't talking about Jesus. If I start talking about Jesus, okay. Some people don't want to give those areas up, because if they give those areas up and allow the Lord to refine them and show them how he will give them what they were looking at to do in the first place, but it's not going to be the same people, the same places, the same jobs, the same scenarios, and it'll be so much better. But they don't want to go through the refiner fire. They do not. They don't. They stop pushing the second it gets tough, the second it gets rough, the second that the weight gets too much for them to bear. But you know that you don't reach real liberation till you hit the point of pain, till you hit the point of submission, telling your body, you don't control me, I control me, and you will go where I go and what I desire to do. Having the discipline in order to do it, because the discipline will bring the reward because of that. So push past your comfort, and the Lord will bring you the blessing and bless you in the midst of it. A lot of people would not be willing to go through the refining fire and grow. A lot of people would not be willing to go through God's ordained refining fire boot camp of life, because that is a nasty place. It's a quote that I go by that a lot of people don't like, and it's called, are you willing to do what others won't to get what others won't get? Because you have to come out of that comfort zone. You have to come out of that place, that space that you ain't used to, that place that you don't like, that place that feels uncomfortable, that place that, God, why are we doing this? This don't feel good. You gotta come out of there. You gotta go to that place God's telling you to go, even though you don't like it, even though it feels uncomfortable, even though you're kind of like, Jesus, are we going here? Gotta prepare you. I remember before I left to go to New York, I had a dream. I thought it was a nightmare. 2 weeks after I got there, I experienced the exact event in which I saw in that dream 2 weeks before. And because of it, I didn't freak out, because the scenario I was in, naturally you would freak out because of the way that the person approached me, where I was and what I was doing. I naturally felt like I was in danger. But when I remembered in that moment that the Lord showed me that that was going to happen in the middle of a dream 2 weeks prior, I was like, Oh, okay, I'm in no danger here. This is a test. God will put you through a series of those. And when he's putting you through the refiner's fire, then you see those things, and you have to learn to trust your wisdom, your instincts in the name of Jesus to be able to get through those seasons. God will give you the way God works in those seasons is he'll give you just enough information through the voices and people that he's assigned to you in that season in order to prepare you to walk through that testing season. It ain't gonna feel no fun. I went through about 6 weeks of testing when I got to the next city. But I made it through that 6 weeks. And then I made it through the next month. Then I made it to my next destination. And then I made it through that experience. And I made it through that 3 years. Then I made it through the next year that led me back here. I graduated from that season of refinement. And I got this season to rest. Do I know what's coming in the next season? No, but I am aligning myself with it. That every season prior has prepared me up to the season that I'm preparing to go into. It's not the fact that I got to this place and it's like, whoa, God refined me and that was it. Whew, all right. Woo. That was fun. I never want to go through again. God's like, remember what you went through, because in the next coming seasons, it may not look the same, but when you see it, there's certain warfare I go through now that 5 years ago, if I went through the warfare that I'm going through now, mighty child, I'd be screaming on the full prayer to God, Jesus, please, Jesus, lay it prostrate, God, I surrender this to you, I don't even do that no more. I see the warfare, I'm like, you ain't try me today? Because I got you. Because I see exactly what you're about to do. And then I've got enough wisdom from God that I can see the door that the enemy is opening as it tries to open it. And I will pray into what I see and what I can see that he would do if that didn't work. And I will pray intently into that. I don't play. I do not play when I pray. I'm trying to figure out what in the world is going on with my mouth right about now, because right now my mouth feels like it's going numb, which is interesting when I have not used the stuff with Novocaine in it yet. What kind of special attack is this one, Lord? Anyway. Coming into the understanding of the Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord is going to bless you. He's going to lead you. He's going to walk you through seasons, scenarios that are preparing you for the last season. I thank God for the coach that the Lord has sent into my life, because during certain seasons, she was a bufferer for the warfare. She's like, Lord's breaking you slowly. It's going to take time. Her warfare, she went through warfare. She'd be done with her warfare in about 3 months. Me, it took 3.5 years to go through a refining season. She never stayed any place longer than 3 months, because she would go through her refining fire that fast. Me, it took me 3.5 years. I was like, woo! Why is it taking? What in the world? But I needed to be broken slowly so that I could maintain and gain the understanding in which I needed in that season. Everybody's season is different. So if you're in the beginning of the process, one, welcome and congratulations that you have started this process. It's going to take some time. Continue to listen. Continue to stay with me, because I'm going to walk you through it. Matter of fact, I got a whole teaching on it. But as we go through, I'm going to give you the snippets and the thing that you need right now. And I hope that it blesses you. Some of y'all are in a different place. This young woman, Krista Nicolaou, released a word talking about God is moving you. And it talks about the different seasons that you'll be in. Not everybody has the same season. We are all in different areas. God is going through us in different ways. Me, I'm towards the end of a particular thing and I'm preparing to cross over into a new thing. Some of y'all are crossing into it because some of y'all are babies. I've been walking this walk for almost 9 years. So I've gone through the refining fire. I've been in a season of rest, and now the Lord's preparing to take me into another season. Will it be a refining fire? I don't think it's going to be such a refining fire as it is a preparatory season for the next thing. What comes out of that season, I'm not particularly sure. You'll see as we go. But stick with me, and I'll walk you through it. So, this is Taj McCameron, and I give you much love, faith, peace, and blessings. I hope this bless you. My 22 fans love you. What's up, bro? I don't even like calling you fans. I don't even really like calling you followers. We're going to find a name that is appropriate for who you are to this ministry. Congregants. I don't know. Everybody has their own thing, but we're going to find one for you. So until next time, much love, faith, peace, and blessings.